really been outdone. Every time it replays is when I really come undone. The higher you climb, then the harder you fall.
Hello and welcome to the Indie Tea Talk podcast. I'm Adam and this is Beth, your host for a journey into indie music across the north. Tune in as we share a brew with some of the most exciting indie artists around, exploring their unique melodies and creating a space where you can discover your favourite artists like never before. And whilst you're here, please show your support by hitting that subscribe button. It's a massive help to us and the amazing artists that we feature. Today on the Indie Tea Talk podcast, we're joined by a band with a story that stretches across the decades and proves that good songs don't come with an expiry date. First formed as Stream back in the 1990s, led by Kate and Ian, and signing to Roadrunner Records and working with producers like Paul Kendall and George Shilling. Their music found its way into national radio, into major publications, and even into Hollywood films and TV. Fast forward 25 years and a chance reconnection lit the fuse again, and TAHM was formed. Since coming back, they've picked up BBC introducing support, chart success, international radio play, and a growing audience discovering their music for the first time. They're now writing and recording again with a sound that still tells their story but leans into something more reflective, nostalgic, and lived in. So please welcome TAHM into the studio. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Very well. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, very well. Very
Good.
pleased to be here.
We're very pleased to have you here. You had a nice morning?
Yeah, absolutely lovely.
So you travelled down from Kendall yesterday evening and stopped in the local Premier Inn.
Yes.
How was your journey down?
All right. Busy, foggy,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. It's a bit like that this time of year, isn't it? To time stamp it, we're currently in like the beginning of February, and it's just a little bit bleak outside at the moment, isn't it?
It is a little bit, yeah.
You brought us a lovely bit of Kendall with you as well, didn't you?
You did actually.
Yeah.
Little
yeah.
snack.
Like, cue prop. 1 second.
Yeah, you need to film that bit.
I should come rolling back into shot, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Is it Quiggins? Is it Quiggins or Wilson's?
Wilson's.
Wilson.
Wilson's of Kendall.
Ooh, I know Quiggin as well. He'll tell us off.
Have I got the wrong one?
Yeah.
What I
Is
meant
this
to say
Kendall's
is
version of like Tetley versus Yorkshire tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, let's go right back to the beginning then. How did you first kind of come together in the 90s, and what were those early days like when everything started moving so quickly?
Right.
Yeah.
Katie and I had been in a few bands really, and we sort of decided to do something different, and we set upon with Stream. It was funny because we did a bunch of demos, and we got signed within 6 months. Did we? 6 months?
Yeah, it was very soon. We tend to say too soon.
Way too soon.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're like, 5 albums, all this sort of stuff, and everything which goes with that, and you're like, oh, hang on a minute, these were written in my bedroom. I was living with my mum and dad and on a little 4-track, and then they were expecting these things, and we were so naive, and no one sort of told us where we should go and what to write, and
Right.
and we were sort of changing from what we were doing, like really quite industrial stuff, to getting, I don't know, more of a chorus in there, and I don't know, we made a mess of it, I think.
Yeah.
I could understand why
hindsight.
I could understand why we were dropped.
How old were you at that time?
60 and you were 48.
Yeah, we've frozen our bodies ever since. So we've just defrosted for today. No, I was early 20s. You were mid 20s.
Yeah, 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to do, isn't it? It's like a lot to take in, going from like you say, writing on a 4-track to all of a sudden being thrown in front of like producers and studios.
Yeah,
and,
we were straight
Right.
into Mute Studios. It was just I don't know what to say. It was just too much, and
Yeah, it was quite overwhelming. Our bass player at the time, a lovely man called John, I mean, we had been in other bands and we'd been signed before, so we kind of had that experience, whereas it was the first time for him, and as I say, it did happen very quickly, but for him, he'd gone from almost no experience to the night we got taken out when we signed the contracts. he ended up in the toilets crying. If he's listening to this, I'm really sorry to have outed you, John. But he was just like absolutely overwhelmed. I mean, it was happiness, but just utter like, what on earth is...
I think I'd be in the toilets crying as well, to be fair. Like, I don't even think I'd have made it to the toilets. I'd have just been sat at the table crying. It's so good.
Yeah. But then you're in like photo shoots and stuff. You know, no one actually told us how to look or what to wear. Not told us what to wear, but...
No, but a bit of guidance. Like, if you're coming into it blind almost, aren't you? And you're like, this is me? Is this me? Like, what am I? What is this? Like...
Yeah,
you've been a band for like 6 months. At what point have you fully established your identity as a band?
Well, we hadn't. We'd been in this. Well, I was in this industrial band with another guy called John, and we were signed and had albums. And then we were in Hexadine, this other sort of dancey industrial band, which had a couple of albums. So it was all that sort of style sort of thing. And then all of a sudden, we're in a bit more of a friendlier band, and
but with then the added interest of being signed to, you know, a pretty hardcore heavy metal label. We were not a heavy metal band, but you know, our label mates at the time were bands like Sepultura and Cold Chamber, pretty like hardcore extreme bands, and we're just like, oh hi, we've got our little sing-songy pop song. It's funny, but you hear about people complaining about being over manipulated, produced, you know, by
I know
sort of
exactly
feeling
what
like
you
a puppet, and being told what to do, what to wear, what to say, etc. But it's like we could have done with a little bit of that. It would have been nice to
maybe
have
a little, just a little, sprinkle it. You know,
just a soup song,
So signing to Roadrunner Records, that's obviously it's a big moment. How did that come about then? And did it? Well, I don't know. Like, I'm going to say, did it change the way that you kind of viewed yourselves at the time, or did it?
Yeah. I mean, it was life-changing. It was so sudden as well. It was like we'd signed the contracts, and then I don't know how many few weeks, I can't remember, but it seemed like very little time later, we were sort of living that whole, you know, kind of rock star dream lifestyle, getting whisked to like photo shoots in a chauffeur driven limousine, and you know, everything that it was absolutely amazing, but kind of terrifying. But yeah, you know, we were living down in London, and that was our life for a bit. It was like, oh, bye Kendall, see you, we're off to, you know, to see these dreams.
How was it like adapting to such a large lifestyle change so suddenly? Like, how did you even do that?
Badly. I don't know, we just sort of rolled along with it, just bundled our way through, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great adventure. It was just the best time.
Yeah. You know what was funny? I think because we were young, we just expected it. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
right.
You know, I always have quite high aspirations, and it was like, well, of course I'm going to get signed. It wasn't, and that's not, I don't mean arrogance, not at all. It was just, well, the last band I was in was signed. Why won't this next band be signed? And it was sort of, I don't know, it was just sort of, well, yeah, we will get signed, but then it happened. Can we just send...
You've got to believe in yourself, haven't you? You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I know what you mean, it's not an arrogance. It's like, well, I'm, you know, we're good at what we do. I work really hard. And if you've got those two things, if it sounds good and you've put in a load of effort in, then hopefully someone's going to see it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's at the point where other parties take over a little bit, don't they? You know what I mean? It moves you as well.
It was funny because we were sending tapes out, you know, because it was back in the day, and we were getting all these letters back from, like, actual handwritten letters saying, you know, they were turning us down, obviously, but like from Creation saying, oh yeah, we really like this, but not quite what we're after at the moment. And we've still got quite a few of these from like Warden Chapel, Sony, and all these other ones saying, oh, you know, it was really good. Good luck. We've heard you got a deal. Good luck with it. You know.
Yeah.
It was, you know, and I don't think everyone got that. I don't know.
No, but there's one, it's hilarious because we kept them all. There's one that's crumpled up, which obviously must have got like screwed up and thrown in anger in the bin. Be like, another rejection.
Who was that? What was that?
I can't remember which the crumpled one was. WEA maybe. But no, it was the handwritten. It was the fact that they bothered to write a handwritten reply.
That's good.
Because they have the type like normal,
Yeah.
you're crap. And then the bit underneath it saying, actually, you weren't as bad as we thought.
You're all right, yeah, you're all right.
Yeah. I don't know. We just took it as, that's what we did. We sent demos out, and within 6 months we had what we wanted, but it was definitely too soon, definitely.
So your music ended up in TV, films, adverts.
Yeah.
Did that kind of feel surreal at the time, or was that just like another part of the momentum you were caught up in?
We didn't know.
Nobody told us.
Didn't you?
Oh my gosh.
We found out because
Just
Ian's,
sat there watching
Ian's friend
telly.
Mike.
My mate did.
Hang on, this is our song.
Yeah.
I know this.
My mate rang me up and he went, have you sampled so-and-so and so-and-so? I was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, you've sampled something. He goes, come round. I recorded it for you. And I was like, oh, okay, went round. And he goes, that is our song.
Oh my God. That's unreal.
It was the Sky Sports News was launching. I think it was 1998.
No,
and
maybe. Anyway, whatever.
yeah, and they used our song as the soundtrack to that advert, so it was just played all the time in the run up to launching Sky Sports News, and then it was Sky TV basically that got hold of it, and then they used it for just loads and loads. I mean, even to this day, we still get royalties.
Oh yeah,
but you never get to. I always assumed you'd get like a bank statement, and it would say who's used them.
Yeah.
Never ever got that. We only found out by sort of accidentally.
No, they did send. They sent us that. I've got a couple of videotapes. Yes, videotapes.
Yeah.
With like entrapment on it. And I've got one with Stargate on it. I've still got them.
But now, certainly, you're thinking, I mean, it's kind of so long ago that, it's not huge amounts of money, but somebody's still using it somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, I would love to know who is still playing a track that we wrote in like...
And I find it really strange that, like, there's, like, who gives them the right to use it? I mean, I know that they're paying to use it, right? But who says that, like, what if that was some, like, really far right sort of advert or something? Do you know what I mean? And you're like, whoa, hold on a second, that's not us.
Yeah,
I'll
Trump
take the
coming
money.
on stage to it. Can you
What a
imagine?
terrifying thought that is.
Hang on.
Absolutely
Pay
terrifying.
your mortgage off, Trump. You've got
No, definitely not.
No, you're
Our
right.
principles.
We have principles, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I think that's strange that you just like, yeah. It's someone's using it.
It must have been...
Don't know what for.
Don't know who. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Some sort of contract, probably some clause in the record contract
Yeah.
that said we could do that. And, I mean, best will in the world, the contract's like so thick and it's all in legalese, and you just kind of like, you do your best and think, I think that's okay. Or you get somebody to say, this is decent.
Yeah.
But obviously must have been through that.
Yeah. But it's still nice every quarter to get a check. So
Yeah. Well, I won't turn that down.
Yeah.
whoever it was using, it.
So at a certain point, the band stepped away. When you look back now, what do you think maybe caused that chapter to close?
We got dropped by Roadrunner, and being, as we always have been, it wasn't arrogance. I think just we'd always worked so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even, we've been in quite a few bands together. One, I was still at school, and, kind of like, even then, but almost like saving up pocket money to pay the postage or like go down to the phone box with the 10p's to phone directory inquiries to get the name of the A&R person so it went to the right place. So when Roadrunner kind of fizzled out, we were just like, well, we'll get another deal. And we got so close. We had Warner Brothers interested enough that they were coming to gigs and actually have, sitting down and meeting with us. And there was us and another band, and we knew it was between the two of us. And actually, is it Richard from Eva that you?
Yeah.
So it was Embrace.
Yeah.
We only found out years later. So it was between us and Embrace, and it ended up not being us. And nobody sort of officially, said, let's stop. But I don't know. Maybe we just lost a bit of momentum. Maybe that sort of like ploughing on work ethic just took a bit of a back seat after that. Maybe a bit of disappointment. And then maybe we were at an age when we were sort of getting into other things. And I don't know. It just...
Life takes
Life
over.
took over.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It's trying to find the time and pay the bills, and be an adult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being an adult got in the
Adulting.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice way. That's a real good way of putting it. Being an adult, and it
Yeah.
happened. But we didn't fall out or anything. All our, there's Hodge who was, well in with us, and he's a childhood friend, and he'll always be a friend.
Yeah.
There's another lad who lives just round the corner from us. He did a bit, and Rick the drummer. We're all, it wasn't a big fallout or anything. Nothing spectacular. That would have been better, wouldn't it?
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd have been a better story.
Yeah,
It'd
it
have
would have
been
made a good juicy story.
I'd
Massive
preferred it.
arguments
Yeah,
with throwing stuff.
Yeah,
I hate him.
yeah. Brilliant.
In fact, there were 5 of us, and Will, he was in charge of record scratching, and the only reason he's not involved is just because, well, it's 2026, and we don't really need any record scratching.
Don't let me that. Clip that bit out.
Trip-hop era is over, and yeah.
That's mid. So, when you think back at the versions of yourself to where you are now, what do you understand now that you didn't back then about music? I suppose it's a little bit different because times are different as well, aren't there? But if you could, I suppose what I'm saying is, given your current knowledge of where you are now, if you could go back then, how would you perceive things?
Easy.
Yeah.
We were really like sample based, and it was like, oh, that sounds like a cool sample. Let's make a song out of it, as opposed to let's have a good song and put the samples to the song.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing. We're more melody and song driven now. Katie does so much melody and all that sort of stuff, where I take it a bit, I don't know how to describe it really. It's like we get ideas together, but we always make sure that it can be played on someone a long time ago told us, if you can play it on an acoustic guitar and it sounds brilliant, it will be a good song.
Yeah.
So we really go with that now, and that's a big... Katie works out the melody 100% first, and then we try and work it out.
It's a bit like what we were saying before, Beth, wasn't it?
Yeah.
About, you start off with this sort of a basic song, and it could go in any direction.
Yeah.
And it is often, it's Ian who really has the producer head on, who kind of says, could we have, some sort of like late 80s soft rock guitars in there? And you're thinking, what? That's not what the idea in my head when I wrote it. But I've learned to trust him, because that weird addition to the song does seem to often work. So,
and I think that if you, when you start in with like almost the stem cells of the song, if you, like you say, you get the melody, and if you can play it on an acoustic guitar, you can take it anywhere, like you say. But then you can always go back. Like you can always go, actually, 80s soft rock guitar weren't the thing.
It was.
It was in that case. It was in that case. I'll give you credit. Credit where credit's due. But you can always go back and go, actually, I want some early 2000s indie guitar in there.
Yeah, no, I
do you
get
know what I
that.
mean? I'm going to try that instead, and then you've got the basic building blocks.
The other good
there.
thing is, because we'll get quite close to a track, and we'll be like, oh, this is a great idea, and then we'll go off on one, and then we'll whatever, download it, whatever, and then I'll send it to Hodge, who's our guitarist, who's not here today. And he's a great quality checker, because he hasn't had that journey of where we've got it to.
Yeah.
And he'll go, there's something there, but that's crap, or whatever. He's quite brutal, but I always look forward to that text. I've sent him something, I always look forward to his text back again, because he's been, he's not as close to it to his art, and he'll just have this statement, and it'll be like, yeah, that's good, that bit's awful, or, whatever. And he's really good at that. So he's a good quality control. That's what he always says, well, I don't bring much. I'm like, you do, it's quality control, and he's very good on a guitar. So
very, very good.
And we sadly miss him today, actually. I've known him since, we were primary school together.
Yeah.
And we've pretty much done everything together, from skateboarding and BMX's holidays, everything, So he's always along for the ride, so it's really sad that he's not here.
Well, he's going to take a little bit home with him, isn't he? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd already nicked a mug anyway.
Yeah.
So.
You're gonna there's about 4 in your bag now.
Yeah.
I was saying, when we, about 12 months ago, I got a big shipment of mugs, and you couldn't close the cupboard door. Now you open it up and you're like scraping around the back trying to find.
I went to
I'm
make
sure,
a
I
cup
don't
of
know who
tea
you
earlier,
are,
couldn't find one.
everybody.
There'll be one with paintbrushes in as well.
Yeah. Everyone's been stealing my cups. Right, it's time for us to ask you the all-important question. We're here to talk about tea, aren't we? Forget the music.
Yeah.
No. If your music was a flavour of tea, what would it be and why?
You can have this.
Oh, well, do actually genuinely drink mint tea most of the time. So I thought, well, Tom would like to be seen as cool and fresh, but we acknowledge that we have been around the block a couple of times. And so maybe our tea would be a minty fresh tea bag that's maybe been left on the side of the sink a couple of weeks.
Oh, right, okay.
Just still flavoursome, but a little dried around the edges.
That's my favourite answer, yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit that's a good one. Yeah. Well, that's amazing. We're going to jump into your first live session. Do you want to tell us what you're going to be performing and maybe a little bit about it?
I didn't perform it, you did.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, this is called 17 Years, and so the advantage of age is that I can have a time period like that and then write about it, because I'm old enough to have had an experience that lasted 17 years, actually about a very evil ex-boss who was not a great person, and it was massively cathartic to write this song. Of course, she'll never, I would imagine, know it's about her, but it's enough for me to know. So 17 years was getting a lot of angst out of my system.
Well, I can't wait. Let's give it a listen. Thank you very much.
Years and you'd never really been outdone. Every time it replays is when I really come undone. The higher you climb, then the harder you fall. Too much to say, so wasted nothing at all. 17 years and I've only really just begun. Everything you ever did, I wrote it down and set it all on fire. I'd like to leave it behind. It's been disturbing me for quite a while. Your notoriety, you're always starring in my darkest dreams. You think I took it so well, but honey, nothing's ever as it seems. Should've known better, but you had them all fooled somehow. They said maybe it's okay. Me, I never had a doubt. You've done it before and you do it again. Can't wait for the day when you go down in flames. 17 years and I'm only getting started now. Everything you ever did, I wrote it down and set it all on fire. I'd like to leave it behind. It's been disturbing me for quite a while. Your notoriety, you're always starring in my darkest dreams. You think I took it so well, but honey, nothing's ever as it seems. You've done it before and you do it again. You've done it before and you do it again. You've done it before and you do it again. But honey, nothing's ever as it seems.
So talk us through that moment 25 years later on when TAHM reconnected. What sort of made this feel worth revisiting?
Should I take this?
Yeah.
I met a lad at my job and he was in a band. He was in this indie band, a local band to us, and he was talking about his band, and I said, oh, I'd been in a band, and it's in that little documentary I think I sent you guys. He came back like, oh my God, you know, what a life you've had. I was like, yeah, it's dead to us now, sort of thing. You know, we've moved on, you know, we're old and all that. And he was like, he goes, oh, do you ever do any producing now? And I was like, anyway, long story, but he goes, here's some stems to one of our tracks. And do you fancy doing a mix? And I was like, oh yeah, all right then. So I was like, I said to Katie, I'm mixing this track. And that was it. The weekend was gone. I was just like fully not doing anything I should have been. I just started faffing about with his track, and then after it, I said, "Oh, it was quite good." And I still went back to him and said, "Oh, do you fancy doing like a song together for a laugh, just for sort of old times?" And we ended up doing a whole EP. Was it 5 songs, something like that? 6 songs. Because he's a real indie kid, and I wanted to take it into a complete opposite. It's like the opposite of what he would do. We tried to do. So he wrote songs and everything, gave us quite a little leeway, didn't he? And we did that, and it was good. And then he goes, "I'm only doing that. I want my priorities, my band," and fair play to him. And we both thought, I was like, "Oh, it was quite good fun. That should we maybe write some songs of our own, like fully on our own?" And did we write 17 Years? Was that the first one we did?
Yeah.
And we wrote 17 Years, and we were like, "Oh, that was good." And then we got a load of good feedback and introducing and all that sort of business, and don't know. That's it. It was good.
Yeah.
It was like real good fun, and we were like, "Oh, that was. Is this good?" We didn't know if it was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know if something's good, and you can't play it to friends because they're just like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And especially as you get older, music isn't as big for you, is it? You know, and when you're growing up, music is everything, and so you just play it to some friends, and maybe some friends didn't even know you'd been in a band, you know, and what do you think of this? Like, oh yeah, whatever. Then you sort of need that outside sort of someone saying it was good, and
Yeah, well, when we done that, we thought, we enjoyed that enough. We want to carry on, and we're like, well, what do we want to get out of it? And we sort of thought, well, we'll give ourselves a year and just see what we can do, knowing that we have this like crazy work ethic, and we probably would be like, really, really hammering it. But I think the only thing I wanted was, I thought, well, I quite like these songs. I wonder if anyone else does. And that was it, really. I wonder if anybody else out there thinks these songs are okay. And it's more been like recent months, hasn't it? Or recent, just last couple of months, starting to get more interaction on the socials and getting comments. And I mean, as we were saying before, there's a little bit of negativity, but mostly it's been, really quite positive. And I thought, well, I guess that's what we set out to do, isn't it?
I mean, this morning I woke up and it was the first 3 notifications were along the lines of, "Oh my God, you're my new obsession."
Wow.
Nice.
That's not from a stalker, I hope. But that was
Looking
about
through the window.
Yeah. But that was, and you're getting that when you wake up, and it's quite nice, and I don't know what I wanted out of it. It's been a year. It's this weekend, maybe next weekend is a year, and we've done a year.
From Kendall to Bridlington.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Get in.
But you made it, guys.
Yeah.
Done it, yes.
I don't know what success is. We're never going to be whatever, but,
I think no expectation that we're going to get signed again or, have that as a full-on career, because I can't imagine that would be the case. But I don't know. It's really hard when you stop. You start and then you're thinking,
it's like a drug, isn't it?
We've got 100 followers on Instagram. Do you reckon we could get 200? And then I guess you're never satisfied. Every time you reach that benchmark, you're like,
dopamine hit.
Literally.
do a little bit more.
The dopamine hit lasts like 2 seconds. It's like, right, what's next?
Yeah.
100%.
I'm going to smash this. I've got it. I've got it.
Yeah.
I've worked out the system.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it's not working again.
We've got, I don't know, we'll probably do it until we run out of music, but we've got 4 releases set for this year. Well, it was going to be 5, but I don't know, I might eat them out a bit longer. So we've got one even for next year sorted out,
Right.
So we've got the music, so why not put the effort? As someone once said when I started this, these days it's 90% marketing, 10% writing music.
Yeah, I think a big part of it as well, is just having something to do. Do you know, we all have these really busy lives, and you can get sucked up into just doing everything that everybody else wants you to do. Like, oh, you've got this target, you've got that to do, you've got that to do. And then having something like this is a great way to go, actually, this is for me, and I'm going to do this for me, and I really enjoy it. And do you know what? If other people enjoy it, then that is a massive bonus, and that's great, and welcome to the family sort of thing.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, it makes me happy to do it, and I think that's a really, if you can do that and have the success that you guys have got, then well, you're winning straight away, aren't you?
Yeah.
You can only keep going up in that regard, as long as you keep it close to your heart, sort of thing.
And I don't know, having time to spend with Hodge, the guitarist who's not here, he has a busy life and we do, and now we see each other loads more because we're doing something together, and that's priceless, I think, because it's very easy to drift apart and all that, and he's around all the time, and he's still as daft as ever, and we say we call like genre wise, we say we call dirty pop, and it was him who came into it. He just ran into our door one day, came in like he always does, blusters in and went, "Who's ready for dirty pop?" And that was it. I go like, that's it, dirty pop. That's what type of music we play, and so it's for me, it's really nice to see people. It's very easy not to, and we get to see him, and that's great, isn't it?
Yeah, and just kind of doing something different with your life, especially maybe this age. Do I dare say? Don't want to put too much attention on age, but it's like you kind of like, you're suddenly doing all this again, and it's absolutely wonderful. And we did have that moment, didn't we, a little while ago, where we said, why did we stop?
Yeah.
Why did we not carry on? Like, I could have been in this position and be like 30 and still young enough to possibly something big happened. But hey, it happened when it happened, and we're here now, and life is much improved for it.
And you've also, like you were saying earlier, you've got all the experience now. You've got you've got all the stories to tell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that is a difficult thing to come by anyway.
What's really nice is when you get people on like Insta going, "Oh, we could market you like this," and like, I'm from so and so magazine, and you're just like, "Yeah, so what?"
literally.
And then you see straight through them now, and it's like when you knew it, if you were a kid, you'd have been, "Oh, really? These guys are going to help us. These guys are going to help us," and you're like, "No, you're not going to help me."
Yeah. Oh, and we really got taken in by it the first few, and then like 3-4 emails in, he's like, "For only 65 quid, we could," and you're like, "Oh, they're just selling a product. They just want us to buy something." And the first few times, we're like, "Oh,
Bridlington News,
It can be really disheartening though when you put so much into a project, and like these people approaching, showing genuine interest, and you're having these conversations, and they just shove a price tag on it.
I leave
so
them,
disappointing.
I give them a few texts back now.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And I
lead them on a bit. Yeah.
I
spend hours on it.
Have you got that reel out this week? No. I'm just messaging Stephen from product management company.
I like the comments on the reels where it's like a promotion page, and they're like, "Send me this reel," and I just no. Thanks for the engagement. No,
thank you.
Why?
What do you want? How much is it going to cost?
So I go straight to that now.
Yeah, literally.
What's this? I'm not selling anything then. So you're going to do all this for free, and then you wait, and then you wait. Oh, for $120, you can be in Bridlington, whatever.
It's all Bridlot.
Yeah.
Dodgy lot of people.
Dodgy lot round here.
What's your local newspaper called?
Is it Bridlington Echo?
We got the Echo.
Yeah. You've got the Echo. Yeah, it's all about the Echo.
It's all about the Echo.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we could arrange somewhere. I'm sure we could.
Please do.
Go talk to them. They're only in Old Town.
Yeah. We'll get them round. We'll have them round for pizza. After
Yeah.
Little did you know they're actually outside in a van.
This is an outdoor broadcast.
Yeah. It's happening. It's happening.
This is it.
For only £65.
If that had been dollars, I would have been sold.
Well, speaking of outside influence, you got your release. Was it Tonight We're Strangers?
That's the first EP we did.
So that was picked up by BBC Introducing, was it?
Yeah, that was what we did with Tom. Yeah.
And that was. So how did that validation feel like at that point where you'd got back together, you'd started creating some stuff, you'd released it, and BBC Introducing picked it up? That must have been. Was that kind of the moment that you were just talking about where you thought, actually, maybe...
No, it was, they just fancy Tom, the singer. He was a lad. Right. He's an indie kid, like, and all the girls like him. I was just like, she just fancies Tom, that's what it is. So we just assumed it was that.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'll have to drop him a message and see if we can find out, fact check it.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I genuinely thought.
Can we just confirm that you did fancy Tom? Oh.
Yeah. I have so little little to do with him now. If he hears this, it'd be funny.
I hope so. We're going to find him. We're going to stalk him on Instagram and forward him this clip.
Yeah. And he just fancied Tom. He'd love that.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Didn't say that.
So how did that feel then, getting that validation from him? What was that?
Well, yeah,
Sort of
I mean,
moment.
it was that, like, kind of, that's what we'd set out to see if anybody else did actually think these songs were okay. And it was great because, you know, they weren't just played once. Each of the 6 songs that we released from that EP were played a lot, you know, quite a lot of times. We got put on this new app called BBC Orbit.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
one of
right.
the,
I'm not-
Yeah.
That was one of the later songs we were on that. I think that was 17 years, wasn't it?
Oh, it mu- oh,
Tonight
yes,
was
it-
Tonight with
yeah.
Strangers was just like a thing we did with Tom to get us
Yeah.
started. Then everything
Yeah, yeah.
from 17 years has been like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so 17 years was on Introducing, then on Orbit. And then that's when that was like, that's us. So we were more like happier. That's like,
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because it was that. It was. I mean, it was great because we hadn't actually written songs for a long time. Never stopped playing
Yeah.
music, but that very first song, it was completely Tom's. I think maybe I like added a line or something, and then as those 6 songs progressed, it was like he was giving us less. But all 6 of them, he gave us something to start with. So it was never
Right.
like a blank slate.
Yeah.
And after he went back to doing his thing and we were just on our own, it was a bit scary. That was a
Yeah.
genuinely like, oh my God, this is 100% us. Is it any good? And, you know, we don't have the DJs who fancied Tom anymore to like help us out.
we didn't have the eye candy.
We'd lost our eye candy. So yes, so when they did play it, we were like, yes, brilliant, still got it.
And it charted in the Prospect Music charts as well.
Yeah,
17 years.
Yeah, I think that. Yes, I think all of them have been. They're really supportive. Really supportive.
Oh, right.
They champion a lot of things, don't they? And then there's that
Brilliant.
radio station from LA got hold of it as well. They were playing it, and then I ended up having an interview with them one evening.
That alternative twist.
Yeah, it was quite funny because I was meant to be in a meeting at work, and it was like, "Ian, you got this meeting." I was like, I've got an interview in LA. And that's also our postcode. I went, and I don't mean our postcode.
Yeah.
So that was a nice thing. Not to say it, but it was like, oh, you know, these songs are getting out there.
Yeah.
But it's a graft, isn't it? It's a massive.
Oh God, yes. I mean, there are times when the social media side, you just want to like smash your computer or your phone or whatever you're doing it on because it is relentless, and you know you really take on board a lot of that.
Do you want to come and do ours as well?
Oh,
Yeah. You've got an expert. I saw this morning.
Yeah. I've been trying to get Beth into the social media market, but she keeps refusing. So we'll have
Yeah.
to-
stick to
I'm
your
just
guns,
here for
Beth.
the
It's
food.
too much.
I
It's
know,
too
yeah.
much.
It's funny. As we were saying about Embrace before, I had a couple of texts or messages with. Is it Richard?
Richard?
Richard
It's
from
Richard,
from
isn't
Eva.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, "How do you find it?" and all that. And he said, "It's a hustle. Remember to hustle," or something along those lines. And I was like, I didn't really know what he meant, but now we're a year in. I'm like, oh yeah, it is a hustle. Everything
Yeah.
is. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And I get that now. And I see them. They're a million steps ahead of us, but I can see where, you know, how they got there now, you know, whereas when he first said it, I was like, what are you on about? You know, of course it'll happen. Of
Yeah.
course I'll get a record deal, you know. But it's not, it's different. You know, you don't get that anymore, and you're doing everything yourself. You know, you're pulling in favours all the time, aren't you, and getting people to... We've got a mate who's a real good photographer, and he's like, oh, yeah, if we're a bit of arm twisting, he'll do things, and...
Yeah.
I'm quite into filming and photography anyway, so it's all right.
You become multidisciplinary, don't you?
Yeah.
Like,
Because I can't play any instrument, I have to do everything.
yeah, master of pressing buttons.
yeah, that's all I do. Press buttons, whether it's a phone or a camera.
Yeah.
And
Tell me about it.
he can play guitar and
I can
lots
press.
of
I can
things, but
press.
he's always
I can press
bashful.
record real well.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that too.
Yeah. and my next other skill is that was crap.
All right.
Yeah. Can you do that again?
Mine's pressing record and then pressing stop. That's my two.
Yeah.
You got to master the second one
And get them in the right order as well.
Yeah.
That's really
I'm gonna
important.
I've heard stories about that.
Yeah.
From
I'm also,
getting them in the right order.
I'm also going to stop you there because pressing the stop, that's when the good stuff happens. If you leave it going, then you've got your content.
Unless you press stop or press record, but actually think it's record and it's actually stop.
That's all Kate.
Yeah, I'm very good at that.
Yeah.
I have skills in that area.
Yeah.
So you've described your new sound as more laid back, nostalgic and hazy. What was there a conscious decision to that, or is that just kind of a natural evolution of just where you are?
Just happened. The songs have got mellower as they've gone on. You know, if you listen to one of our tracks called Little Devil, that's quite... A lot of people say, oh, it's really 90s, that. It's really like grungy, like the Veronica's Hole and all those sort of bands. And now we're nothing like that.
It was interesting though, because we couldn't hear it. People kept saying, oh yeah, that 90s sound. We're like, do we sound 90s? And we thought, because on our little biography, you know, it said about like staying true to our 90s roots or whatever. I thought, oh, have we planted that idea in people's heads? But people seem to be saying, no, I can hear this 90s sound. We couldn't hear it at all. We were really...
Still can't.
But yeah, I think just maybe, and the music we're listening to, you know, I suppose back in the day, I mean, we were massively influenced by like bands like Nine Inch Nails, and so it was all kind of like, you know, that dirgy, gritty, kind of dark, hard, instrumentation, and I listened to a sort of bigger range. You're just drawing influences.
You just become more eclectic, don't you? You just delving deeper into
and
different aspects.
if it goes into one weird direction like 80s soft rock, you just kind of roll with it and think, okay, let's do that today. That's absolutely fine.
My Spotify age was it 20 or 21?
Oh, you were very close.
Yeah, which shows what I listen to.
I'm there with you, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously I listen to a lot of the artists that are coming on the podcast. It's very current. It's a lot of new stuff. Kitty's, she was in her 70s. Can you...
I think that's cool. People,
Really?
people were sharing.
Did you see yours, or had you ditched Spotify by this point?
I ditched Spotify.
Oh, right.
But people were like sharing, like young people are sharing their older Spotify ages, been like good music taste, and older people are sharing their younger Spotify age.
Yeah.
I was
sick
proud.
taste.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I had a t-shirt done. I was just like wandering around like this, still got it.
Yeah. So, looking ahead into 2026, what's got you excited? What do we have to look forward to?
Today is the pinnacle so far, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is very kind. I hope it's not true.
To carry on, do you know, I get numbers, as I said to you earlier, I get like obsessed by numbers, and I've got some numbers in the head which I'd like to be reaching at the end of the year. I'm not going to tell them, because if we fall flat, then...
You've only got yourself to be upset
but in
about.
my head, I mentioned I'm very competitive, and it's not competitive with anybody else. It's competitive with what I'm doing and what we're doing, and I'd like it to be in a certain place. But you can't rush these things, and numbers don't really mean much. But I don't know. We've got some singles out. We're doing stuff like this, which is absolutely amazing. Love it. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know. I don't know what goals to have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. Just try and keep going. I think that's a good goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put one foot in front of the next, and
but you know, doing stuff like this and talking to people about music and what. And you know, I'm always talking to people who I don't know. Who are you talking to? Oh, some guy in Italy who liked so and so in the 90s. You know, some guy. Oh my God, we were in. I'm not even going to say the name of the band or anything, but we were in a really crap band like years and years and years ago. And some guy realised it's us, and he's asked me, "Can you send the tapes over?" Because it was tapes. Cause it was a nothing band.
Has he?
Yeah, he said, "Do you have any copies of it?" I sent it to them the other day. Do you know what I mean?
No, you sent them.
You know, and how, you know,
it's going to be remixed. It's going to be on a TV
it's gonna
program
come
before
back
you
and
know
haunt
it.
us, isn't it?
yeah. I know. It's just awful. But you know, you're like, how do you remember from? You know, we did loads of gigs with that band, but anyway, do you know what I mean? And meeting people, meeting you guys and talking to all like your story and all that. And I love all that, and I think
too.
it's really nice.
I suppose that's why we do it. But
And I think you know, a lot of our friends, you know, where we live and kind of people we hang out with, it's a lot about sport. It's a lot about running in the fells, and mountain biking, or whatever. And most of the people we hang around with, that is, that's what they're into. That's the conversation.
Yeah.
And there's very few people who are actually. Everybody says they like music, don't they? It's like it's a universal thing. But I mean, to meet somebody else who's actually into music or actually plays music, the older you get, the rarer that gets. So this has been lovely because we get to come and hang out and talk to people who are actually into bands and into music, and you can have that proper conversation about.
More than like surface level.
Yeah.
I know
And
what you mean.
that's been brilliant. It's been really nice. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Well, it's time to drop into your second live session. Do you want to let us know what you're going to be performing and maybe a little bit about that one?
Yeah, this is going to be our new single, which is out shortly. It's called Skyline, and it sort of was influenced by a trip to New York with the bright lights, the sort of lure of the city. But really, it's about having a problem and thinking that going to another place is going to solve it. That's sort of that idea that there's something magical is going to happen if you go somewhere else, and that it's false, but it's like the bright lights, the lure of the feeling of excitement and possibility and opportunity. So yeah, that's Skyline.
Wonderful. Let's give it a listen.
Shadows glow. The city taught me everything I ever needed to know. It seemed to watch me with those hollowed eyes. Every star above me, nothing but a pack of lies. But the skyline of sparkles is calling out my name. And I know this time I won't play the same game.
I love the way you described Skyline. Like, it felt like a warm hug. Like, I don't know, as a musician, I just feel that. Like, I'm really drawn to the bright lights and the opportunity. And you do sort of think, especially with the cost of living at the moment, you do sort of think, bloody hell, if I get there, is it going to be any better? So hearing that is like, oh, there's a bit of, you know.
Yeah, it's that draw.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Beautiful
Feeling
song.
of possibility.
Yeah. So we are quickly coming. Well, we're not quickly coming towards. We are at the quickfire stage of this podcast.
Okay.
And like I caveat this to everybody that comes on, I am pretty shit at writing quickfire questions.
Right, okay.
Because I think, well, what it is the reason the quickfire is because they're shorter than my other ones.
Is it like, what's your name?
No,
right,
it's much more than that.
Right.
It makes you.
It's
You have
what's
to
your
think,
second name?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Jeez.
Wow,
First and
funny.
second.
Can you remember?
Mother's maiden name.
Yeah, hang on. I can see where this is going.
3 numbers on the back of your card.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. You know, we're here to just to wing it a little bit. But yeah, that's fine. A mistake that you're glad you made as a band. Are there any?
Splitting up.
Stopping.
Yeah, I think stopping at the time was right. I think we would have just ploughed the same furrow.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Maybe if we hadn't stopped, we never would have
Started.
again. And this, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one thing you wish you'd known before signing a record deal?
Oh, I was write a song.
Yeah.
That is a big thing to know.
Yeah.
Have to get some quality control in
Yeah.
into the proceedings.
Oh, and listen to people. Jeez. I remember, sorry, this is an anecdote we don't really need.
No, I'm good. I'm
we were
all
with,
up for anecdotes.
We were with China Crisis or some other crappy 80s at that
was
weird party in
oh
some studio
my
in North
God,
Wales.
yes,
And this
yeah.
is before we got signed. We were about to get signed. We're on that journey of stuff. And we've gone to some party at this studio. And they go, oh, what's your latest song? You know, do you want to play it? And it was China Crisis. There was another guy there from another big 80s, band. And I was playing the guitar for it, and then he was singing, and he went, oh, it'd be loads better if that was higher. It'd suit Katie's voice more. And I was like, no, the guitar sounds mint where it is. And I was like, and I always think to myself, geez, they knew what something would sound better, and it's only this time around we're going, we've changed choruses, like, well, we've just had a song mastered, and I think it had 7 choruses. We'd worked with the key, we'd worked with the flow, the rhythm, and and you're like, because we've listened to people, and it was just back then I was just like, no, my guitar sounds mint in a G. I want it in a G. I don't want to play it where you want it, in an F or wherever it was.
Yeah.
But now I know F actually suits Katie's voice down to the ground. So I wish I'd listened to stuff like that. It does my nutting, that.
Or spoken up. We were recording that first album when we got signed, just as auto-tune was born, and or certainly
it's Pro Tools,
Pro Tools auto-tune.
Yeah.
And I can remember we were working with this guy Paul Kendall, and he was so excited because he'd got this tuning thing.
Right.
He's like, right.
We've
Can you
got
think
to
of anywhere
use it.
you would want it tuned? And I was like, there is this one note in this one song that could do with pitching a little bit, and it took ages, didn't it? And then he pitched the note before it. So what he did is he left the slightly out of tune note out of tune, and then untuned the good note before it. And I just didn't dare speak up, a bit overawed by this big studio and
Paul
Paul Kendall, who'd worked with
Nine
Trent
Inch Nails,
Reznor.
yeah.
We were like, and he goes, is that okay? And I remember going, yeah, thanks. And then thinking, why didn't I say? Oh, God.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah. But it was weird though. I'd sampled the 9 Inch Nails for that record, and he goes, "Oh, how are we going to clear that?" He goes, "Hang on, yeah, I know. I got his number, and we were working in the studio late. This was at mute." And he goes, "I'll just ring him up." And he rang Trent Reznor up, and he goes, "Oh, I've got this little band in. Can we use this part of this song?" Done. We got sample clearance like that.
Wow.
And and then when this producer then says, "Oh, you need to sort this auto tune," and you just believe him, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start to question your own ears, I find.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what are they hearing that I'm not?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just they're more outspoken, that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's age, isn't it? When you're a bit older, you don't mind speaking or just saying, no, shit.
Yeah.
I think we say that a lot more to each other about songs. If you're going to me,
Yeah.
I don't know what you've done there, it's crap.
Yeah, and it's disappointing, isn't it, when you've like ploughed so much time into it. And we've done this song we've done recently, it did have about 7 different versions, and you think you've nailed it, and then you sort of like, oh no, it's still not good enough, but something about it made us want to keep coming back to it. But yeah, it's hard when you've been working on something for days and days and days, and then you go like, I'm just gonna bin it. Just gotta.
We've done that as well, even past the Hodge test, and then we just bin it.
And there is why I write shit quickfire questions.
A long answer.
I have a 20-minute answer. Sorry, you're never going to get your load.
No, but I love it. That's the good thing about it. So what scared you most about coming back?
I'll take this. Age. You know what? I really thought, who's going to be interested in some old people, me especially, old people? No, not really, because music's for young people. I always think music's for young people, and I just thought, do you know what? Who's going to be interested in this? We're all duffers. If I was a kid and I'd seen this, I'd be like, Jesus, what are they doing?
Put it away, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Not that old.
You're breaking me up.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Stop it.
I honestly thought this. I was like, maybe I still should. I don't know. And I was like, no one's going to hear this. Why would they be interested? And then it's only when people haven't mentioned it. We had one comment the other weekend, and it was something like, this just looks like a pair of parents whose kids have gone away and they want to do something. And I was like, well, yeah, fair play. Anyway, and as it turns out, no one gives a shit, do they? No one, absolutely nobody gives a shit.
No, and I think maybe it is just like, it sounds a bit worthy, but we do live in more diverse and inclusive times, and we did think, well, if people are being cool about diversity in other areas, why not age?
Yeah.
And slowly...
And my face looking like an elbow.
Now you're just being nasty to yourself. Come on now.
But you understand though, you see people in photo shoots and all that, you're like, the young, the cool and stuff like that, and that ship sailed, doesn't it? And it's...
No, it's not. It's
Genuine,
not.
looking at like the scene at the moment, I mean, I can only talk for like this little neck of the woods in Yorkshire, but like, it is so diverse.
Bridlington South. Sorry, I just put it in. Sorry. Carry on. Sorry.
It is much like, it is really diverse, and it is like, age just doesn't matter in a way that I think maybe it once did. I think maybe like the early 2000s were really toxic for like weight, age, all of these things, and like we're at a point in society now where it's like, none of that shit matters.
Yeah, it's the backlash to it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, informative years, was then, and that's what I still think, maybe.
Yeah,
no, I shouldn't think it.
Is actually. It is growing,
so this is a
up in that
therapy
era.
session now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for only £165.
Hang on, it's gone up.
Yeah, because you're getting twice as much out of it.
This is good stuff. We need to listen.
Thanks, yeah. I'm going to sleep well tonight.
You are, absolutely.
What is a song that took... I think we spoke about this earlier. What is a song that took the longest to get right?
Oh, definitely this latest one. It's been months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really has been. And even like when we we always like, we'll send it to George Shilling, who's the guy who does the mixing and mastering. And I was like, oh no, I'm not feeling as excited as I normally do.
Right.
But I think it was because we'd been living it for so long, and I couldn't actually see, trees for the wood or whatever the expression is, because we're too close to it. And then it came back, and even then I was like, I'm not sure if I like this. And then I had to leave it a little bit, leave it a couple of weeks, and then listen to it. I was like, oh, I actually quite like this. This is all right. But my God, it took a long time.
It's a proper pop song. I'll play you later.
And other songs just get written in like half an hour. I just...
Do you know what? I don't think it was the song. I think it was... No, it was the song.
Was it like a particular part of the song? Was it the chorus or the instrumental?
It had loads of choruses.
Oh, is this the one that had 7 choruses?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not one after another, crap.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought when you first said it. I was like, oh, I am intrigued.
chorus, chorus,
seven.
chorus.
Couldn't decide, so just did them all one after another.
Yeah, no, the thing is, the intro was so good, like that's a chorus, right? Then the bridge, is so good, yeah. I don't know. We just we asked other people's opinions as well. That's always a bad thing. You always get other people's opinions. Not that we know everything, but it puts doubt in your mind, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
When they contradict as well, it's like who?
What am I listening to here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which voice of reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right though. Well, as I say, I'll play it later.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
You'll
it.
be the first public listener.
Oh, get in. We'll get
Yeah,
on.
not you lot, but you, the people.
Yeah. You fuckers will have to wait.
Sorry, everyone else.
That's going to be so 2027.
Yeah. Right. It's time for you to plug yourselves a little bit. Where can we find you? Where are you most prolific on social media? Where are we going to find anything that's going out there? Sell yourself. Sell.
Well, depends. 65.
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok. There's a Patreon. If you actually sign up to our Patreon for free, don't give us any money. That's where you'll get loads of behind the scenes stuff. That's where you'll get B-sides, and that's where you'll get demos and little bits of video and things like that. I think people see Patreon and they just think, oh, we're wanting money. We're not. We're just trying to have a platform where people can come, make a comment, like our stuff, download our stuff, and that's what that's about. But we're all over TikTok and, Instagram and all that sort of business. But I'd really like to get the Patreon thing sort of up and running a little bit. So I think people shy away with it because they automatically think we're after money. We're not. Unless you're Warner Brothers.
No, I like that because it's like a.
It's a real good platform. We looked at loads of ways of how to give away, not give away, but have show behind the scenes, bits in the studio, bits of what we're doing.
That's not part of your social media campaign.
Yeah, and I didn't know how to host it from YouTube properly. I didn't know how to do it from Bandcamp, and then I realised that Patreon did everything. You could just do it, newsletters, everything was just all there.
Cool.
And it was like, I thought, well, that's the best way of hosting this. But then I set it up, and then someone paid me a load of money, and I was like, I had to give them a refund because I didn't want the money. I wanted to share what we're doing. I did. I gave them a refund. I was like,
that's meant.
Yeah, well, it's not about doing all that. It's about being in a band and writing music, and hopefully people sharing our journey of doing this. And that's, to me, that's what it's about. It's all about putting that stuff out, and if you like it, brilliant. If you don't, that's fine too. But we're not going to make our living from it, so it's. Don't know. Anyway, so I diverse, but yeah, Patreon would be a great one if you get people signing up to that. That'd be fantastic.
Wonderful. Well, I will pop links to everything below. So for your TikTok, Instagram, Patreon.
Brilliant.
So nice and easy for you to just go down there. You'll find them. It's TAHM_band on all social.
Everything.
On everything. So if you are looking for independent of the links below, that's how you find it. And that kind of wraps up another episode of Indie Tea Talk. I would like to give you both a massive thanks for travelling all the way down here. It's a real privilege to us to have the likes of yourself on and to see how much effort that you guys put into coming to us. It's very humbling. So thank you very much for coming. Thanks to Beth for co-hosting with me today. And until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.